Hey guys, Ash here again. Today I thought I'd make a quick video on what is topical authority and why you might want to use it. So you might have a website, you probably don't want to get backlinks, you should get backlinks. I can't stress enough that links are important as much as people tell you they're not. You don't need backlinks, you can absolutely get away without them, and this is how you get away without them. But do get links if you can. Right, so what is topical authority? Topical authority is proving to Google that you understand a topic. If you think about how you live your standard life, if you've got a problem with, say, plumbing, you go and speak to your friend that knows the most about plumbing, right? You don't ask Bob, because Bob, I don't know, has never done any plumbing. You go to the one man that not only knows loads about plumbing but does plumbing and is everything to do with plumbing. Google works in very much the same way, but Google obviously doesn't know your friends. Google has a list of websites, and Google tries to estimate who it thinks knows the best about a problem to match the search query. So if I was querying plumbing, it might link me to the website that it thinks is the most about plumbing. So how do we become the website that knows the most about plumbing? To do that, we have to show Google, that we know everything there is to know about plumbing. And how do we achieve this? So let me just flick screen. Here we go. So if we think about the subject of plumbing, so let me start typing plumbing. What different entities are there? And by that I mean, what different things are there that relate to plumbing that we could write about? And the more of these things that we have, the more likely we are to rank above other sites. So other sites might just have, I don't know, fixing a broken pipe and how to clear a toilet. Lovely life living as a plumber. But they might only have that. So for us to rank above them, all we'd need to add is how to fix a tap or a faucet. So we're already ranking above that first site because we've proven that we know more by adding this third extra article here. I mean, if we would add another one that said how to clear a blocked drain, we'd again be proving that we've got more knowledge because we've talked about the subject much more. And that's great, but how do we break this down even more? So we want to start thinking about topic clusters. So I don't actually know much about plumbing, so we're going to have to wing this because I've just picked plumbing as a random subject. But let's say the different things that relate to plumbing might be blockages, new installations, might also be types of pipe. Again, I'm completely guessing this, so the plumbers that are watching this, please don't hate on me. But if you think about a website, these would be our categories. So we would have blockages, new installation, types of pipe. I'm sure there's many more things. We'll go for another example just to like give some other ideas for other niches or niches depending on your nationality. So for blockages, we might then, so we've got the category blockage, but then we just want to go to absolute town on this and find every possible keyword that doesn't overlap with other ones. So we might how to clear a blocked drain, clear a blocked toilet. You might have what chemicals are best for clearing and then you can do blocked toilet, blocked drain, blocked sink, etc. New installations, how to install a new tap, how to add a new sink, how to install the toilet, all the things that plumbers would care about. This list could be huge. You may even want to vary it, and you've got an article on how to install a new tap, and then you might also want an article on the best way to install a new faucet. So you got to be careful that you don't. So this article here could rank for how to install a new tap. It could also rank for like new faucet, new tap installation, or faucet installation. It could rank for all of these keywords. So we don't want to necessarily make a one on how to install a new tap and a different one that's focused on install a new tap, because they're very, very similar. And like how to install a new tap is probably going to be covered on the install a new tap. Install a new faucet, that could potentially be a new article. Could actually be very, very much similar to this one, and we just find and replace to a certain extent. Maybe, you might not, but faucet might rank as a different thing. But you see how like we've built out absolute loads of content under these things, and every time we start filling these in, Google accepts us as more and more of an expert, and the higher it sees us as an expert, the better it'd be. I mean, additionally, like as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking you could do faucets, you could do toilets, you could do I don't know, let all the different things that live under it, and some of these things you end up being able to reuse considerable amounts of things, others not so much. But within this category, I know that people that are installing things or fitting things, like whatever the correct term might be, if you're installing a new tap, I can probably link to the how to install a new sink article, or like how to plumb in your new bathroom. Like all of these things can link to each other quite happily, because they're all in the same sort of thing. Someone that's installing a tap is gonna, at the same time, potentially gonna be likely to want to install a toilet. Or you can probably say just how you would install the pipes for your toilet would be similar to how you do it for a tap, and you gain that internal link structure. And it's a really strong way that you can gain the internal links, prove that you know what you're talking about. I mean, ideally, if you make the links within your site use the keyword that article's targeting, that's even better. You might be able to link cross categories. These will happen less. So if we were saying sink won't pour, or tap, faucet won't pour, I don't know, like there's some issue with the tap, like you could say at the end of this article, if it's really blocked, then perhaps you could install a new tap or a new faucet, and that way you're able to link between categories. Doesn't happen as often, like these can all link quite a lot themselves, but you've still proven that you understand the entities, like the faucet, that relate to plumbing. And by doing this, you're showing Google that when it's got any problem to do with plumbing, you're the expert. Come to your website because you know everything there is to know about it. And if we were to take a different example, let's say we were doing movies. So there's different things that relate to movies. So what might you have? You might have genres, you might have actors, you might have directors, action, drama. Let's give these proper titles. You'll notice that I can't help but put these all in the correct thing. So at the top of your page, you always want a H1 or a title. They're the same thing. Google just splits them. H2, and then the content. These could be H3s in this case. Action, drama, sci-fi, actors. I'm literally so rubbish with people, but let's just have Bob and Fred because it saves me having to come up with names, and then we will have Mr. Fred. Mr. Bob. I apologise, I know no actors. But can you see how even with this, these can be the categories on our website, and in here we can go Bob worked with Fred on a number of films. He's in the style of Fred, and he might have been in a film that was directed by Mr. Fred, or he might have been in a sci-fi film. And that way we get these links cross category, but we're still showing Google that if it needs to know about movies, we're great. Like IMDb does this brilliantly. So you can look up a cast member and it'll say films they're most famously known for. So instead of genres, they probably have films under here. So they actually go a whole level deeper, because the I don't know, film 1, film 2 for sake of argument. But these are content in their own right, and they link to these things, and they'll have a director, and that by showing this strong understanding of the subject, you're just showing Google that if you need to know anything there is to know about movies, you're the guy. And this applies to every niche. I've just given 2. You can clearly see that I've got no knowledge in any of these subjects, and we've filled out like a pretty good map of how to lay out our content, how to have a linking structure within it, and ultimately what content we'd write. So by doing things like this will help you rank higher. I said at the start of the thing, do try and get links. I know everyone hates getting links, but it is well worth doing. Reach out to a couple of movie sites, a couple of plumbing sites, and say, hey, let me write an article for you. I'll give you the best plumbing guide you've ever seen. I'll write a review about some sci-fi movie, and here's my thoughts on it. And just give me a link back to my site. Do that, very, very important. But at the same time, you don't need links. And structuring your site like this, writing all these bits of content, will help you rank higher. And where are we? There. And this is just what you do. Like, it involves writing a bunch of content, but that bunch of content will get you links, because people will naturally want to link to you, will get you traffic because Google sees you as an authority in the subject, and will ultimately get you some conversions. It depends on your site as to what that might be. You might be running an affiliate offer for faucets, you might be running a plumber service, you might be selling some DVDs or subscriptions to Netflix. I don't know if they have an affiliate scheme, but potentially. I mean, maybe you're even running your own YouTube. But this is how you do it. This will get you traffic, this will get you results, and I'll be back in another episode and we'll learn some more stuff. Catch you soon, guys.